Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Reddit Echoes, where real-life stories come to light filled with raw truth, unexpected twists, and moments that'll keep you hooked. Today, I'm going to share with you true stories told by everyday people, just like you and me. These aren't just tales. They're pieces of real lives. Stories of pain, of difficult decisions, of love, of family trust, and the powerful lessons that come from lived experience. Some of these stories will make you laugh, some will make you angry, and some will make you pause, reflect, maybe even cry. But above all else, these are the kind of stories where you just might see a part of yourself, or uncover hidden corners of humanity that rarely get spoken about. So sit back, relax, and get ready to ride a wave of raw emotions and honest experiences. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on the next incredible story. Now, let's dive into our very first story. Story 1. The mysterious buzzing sound in my room. Turns out it was my dog's breathing. Hello everyone, I'm fictional name, and today I want to share with you a strange story that was a bit spooky at first, but ended up being incredibly funny and unexpected. It's about an experience I've been dealing with for years, a mysterious buzzing sound coming from my room that I just couldn't explain. A few years ago, I started hearing a very faint vibration, almost like a buzz, intermittently in my bedroom. It wasn't regular, didn't follow any pattern, and wasn't coming from my phone computer or any electronic device. I checked everything: phone, computer, lights, carbon monoxide detector, even my iPhone charger, but none of them were the source. At first, I thought it might be electrical wiring or plumbing inside the walls. But no matter how hard I listened, the sound only appeared when the room was completely silent. Usually when I was relaxing, lying in bed, scrolling on my phone, or about to sleep. Sometimes I'd sit still waiting for the sound to happen again, and it wouldn't. I even tried recording it with professional audio equipment, but nothing showed up. It was frustrating. Every time I heard the buzz, I felt uneasy, maybe a technical glitch or even something supernatural. Each time the sound came, I'd get anxious and restless. I asked friends, experts, electricians, but no one could give me a satisfying answer. After years of struggling with the mysterious sound, the story took a hilarious turn I never expected. One night around 3 a.m., I woke up and heard the buzzing again. This time, I was more alert and could sense the sound more clearly. It repeated in a steady rhythm roughly every 2 seconds. Panicked, I fumbled around the bed trying to find the source. Maybe my phone or another device was vibrating. But no. My phone was lying still on the bedside and not vibrating. As I searched the room, my German Shepherd suddenly woke up and barked loudly. Instantly, the strange buzzing stopped. That's when I realized the buzzing was actually my dog's breathing. Not just regular breathing, but a kind of vibrating breath, where the sound resembled a phone vibrating repeatedly. The funny thing was, for years, whenever I focused on listening for the buzz, I'd get tense and alert, waking the dog up. When the dog woke, the buzzing stopped. When I gave up, the dog went back to sleep, and the buzzing started again. It was a vicious cycle. I'd hear the buzz, wake up, the dog woke, the buzzing disappeared. I'd get tired, give up, the dog slept, and the buzzing returned. After discovering the mystery, I felt both amused and relieved. All the spooky suspicions and technical worries were just my loyal dog's breathing. I shared this story with many people, and everyone laughed at how silly yet adorable the situation was. Sometimes the things that scare us the most are actually the closest to us, like a dog, a four-legged friend who never abandons you no matter what. From this experience, I learned a valuable lesson: sometimes what we fear isn't the truth. Always stay calm and investigate carefully before jumping to conclusions or worrying too much. My story isn't just about a mysterious sound, but also about patience, curiosity, and ultimately the humor found in everyday life. If you've ever had any strange or unexplained experiences, please share them with me and everyone. Outro, thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoy mysterious, slightly dramatic, and emotional real-life stories like this, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss more captivating tales on Reddit Echoes. Leave a comment below if you have thoughts, personal stories, or just want to chat with our community. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next videos. Stay safe and keep your curiosity alive as you explore life. Story 2. The Past, Love, and Unending Obsession. I'm a 29-year-old woman, and the story I'm about to share is a true chapter from my life, a series of days where I faced betrayal, pain, and destruction caused by someone I once trusted the most. This is a story about a past love, hidden secrets, and a prolonged legal and emotional battle that nearly broke me. Meeting John, the man I once thought was my Prince John, and I met about 4 years ago. Back then, I truly believed he was the man I had been waiting for. He was smart, funny, caring, and always stood by my side no matter what. We started a hopeful relationship, and I completely trusted him. John also knew about one of my unusual interests, a quirky fetish that many wouldn't understand, but he always respected and shared in it. He even helped me create videos and pictures capturing those moments so I could revisit them anytime. I always felt lucky to have a partner who understood me so deeply. Claire, the ghost that never fades. But the story couldn't be perfect when Claire came into the picture. She was John's childhood best friend. I always knew Claire had feelings for John, something everyone in our friend group was aware of, but never openly discussed. I even tried to befriend her, but Claire always seemed distant or cold toward me. Whenever we all gathered, Claire kept her distance, only talking to John or standing at the sidelines, acting like she didn't belong. At first, I thought it was just awkwardness or discomfort, but the truth was far worse. The nightmare begins. Claire steals our private secrets. One day, everything exploded. Claire, out of jealousy or some hidden motive, secretly took John's phone while he wasn't looking and accessed the private photos and videos John and I had created together. I thought only the two of us knew about these. But Claire didn't just view them. She took photos of the screen and shared them with many friends in our group, people I considered close. I only found out when a worried friend called me, her voice filled with concern. "There's something going around. People are saying, John is abusing you. Are you okay? Has he hurt you?" The feeling of collapse and isolation. I couldn't believe my ears. I cried a lot, feeling both furious and hopeless. Why would Claire do this? Why did she want to ruin me and John like this? The truth was, everything was consensual and initiated by me. John always acted to satisfy my interests. I had proof, my phone history chats clearly showing consent and happiness between us. Yet everyone around doubted me. They viewed John as a pervert and me as a victim being exploited. I became isolated. Friends started avoiding me, rumors spread, and I was branded a liar covering for a bad man. Standing up against injustice, I couldn't let this continue. I decided to clear the truth. I went to the police and reported Claire for stealing and illegally distributing our private photos and videos. The police were initially confused, but after deeper investigation, they agreed this was a criminal offense, a minor one, but prosecutable. I was advised to hire a lawyer, and fortunately a family friend helped me pro bono. A tense, legal battle. Claire didn't give up easily. She rebutted, tried to shift blame, and even forged evidence against me. The legal battle lasted months, sometimes making me want to give up, but John stayed by my side, encouraging me. Together we gathered more evidence, recordings, and expert verifications of the authenticity of our photos and videos. Each day was exhausting, but made me stronger and more determined than ever. Losses, damage, and valuable lessons. My life was completely upended. I lost many friends, my peace of mind, and trust in people. John endured enormous social pressure, even suffered from depression and insomnia. But the most important realization was, no one has the right to take away your privacy and happiness if you know how to stand up for them. Rebuilding life. Eventually, Claire faced legal penalties, social condemnation, and gradually withdrew from our lives. John and I stayed together rebuilding our lives. I also began sharing my story to warn others, especially those struggling with privacy violations, defamation, or emotional abuse. I hope by telling my story, people will understand that behind every outsider story lies pain, resilience, and battles the involved parties must endure. Conclusion. Thank you for listening to my story. I know not everyone can go through what I did and still stand strong. If you or your loved ones are facing privacy issues, defamation, or isolation, don't hesitate to seek help from friends, family, or professionals. Be strong and believe you deserve the life you want. Story 3. The Betrayer in the Shadows. When Marriage Turns into Hell. My name is Alex. I'm 34 years old, and this is a bitter experience I once had in my life. A marriage that seemed like heaven quickly turned into a never-ending nightmare when the person I trusted the most betrayed me in the cruelest way. Starting the marriage with high hopes. When my wife Emily and I decided to get married 7 years ago, I thought it was the most beautiful turning point in my life. We met through a mutual friend, and from the very first meeting I felt a deep connection, sincerity, and love from both sides. Emily was the woman I believed would be my lifelong partner. She was intelligent, beautiful, and had a big heart. I felt lucky to have her by my side. At first, everything went smoothly. We shared everything: hobbies, work, dreams for the future. We built a home, bought a house, raised our children together. I thought I was the happiest man in the world. The first signs of the breakdown. But no one knew that behind the laughter and kisses, behind closed doors, simmering conflicts were growing. Emily began to change. She became distant, cold, and seldom shared with me like before. Conversations turned into arguments, and the silences between us grew longer. I tried my best to nurture and save the marriage, but my efforts seemed in vain. I felt I was losing the woman I once loved. The painful truth unveiled. Then one day, everything shattered. I accidentally discovered Emily was having an affair with another man, a co-worker of hers. I found affectionate messages and secret calls that Emily thought I wouldn't know about. The feeling of betrayal and overwhelming pain nearly broke me. I couldn't believe that the person I trusted so much could do this to me. I confronted her, but Emily denied everything at first, then finally admitted. She said she was unhappy in our marriage and that the affair was an escape from pressure and loneliness. The hellish days. After the truth came out, my life turned into hell. Emily decided to separate, then proceed with a divorce. I tried to hold on, begged, but my words only pushed her further away. I had to face not only emotional pain, but also financial and legal battles. Arguments and disputes over custody and assets dragged on for months. I had to hire lawyers, attend court hearings, and pay hefty fees to protect my rights and those of my children. Sleepless nights. I lost sleep for many nights, tormented by thoughts growing loneliness and despair. I thought I'd never overcome this pain. I questioned whether I did something wrong and if there was any way to save this relationship. But through friends, family, and psychological support, I began to accept and move forward. Healing and valuable lessons. Now, though the wounds remain, I've gradually found peace. I understand that in life, some people come to teach us lessons about trust, forgiveness, and resilience. I also realize that happiness cannot depend on others, but must come from within ourselves. Conclusion and a message. My story may serve as a warning for those living in marriages or relationships showing signs of cracks. Don't hesitate to seek help when needed, and always love yourself first. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps you reflect on what you have to know when to hold on or let go at the right time. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. The stories we heard today weren't just glimpses into someone else's life. They were powerful reminders that each of us carries our own struggles, our own scars, and most importantly, our own strength to keep moving forward. If you've ever experienced something similar, or if these stories stirred any emotions within you, don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories, your perspectives, and what you've gone through. And if you found this video meaningful, please consider giving it a like and sharing it so more people can hear these raw, relatable, real-life experiences. Always remember, life may be full of challenges, but you are never alone. Reddit Echoes will always be here, a place for empathy, connection, and stories you can truly believe in. Once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video with more honest, emotional, and unforgettable stories. Take care and stay strong.